This is the first time I've ever made the veal and cream spinach dish. I was writing the next cookbook that was coming into my life. I didn't have a recipe for veal, and I really, really wanted a recipe using veal. So during the middle of the night, I sat in my bed and I formulated this recipe. And y'all, I never made it. I never cooked it except in my head. So here we go. I'm starting out with some nice thin strips of veal. And this may look like a mirror, but it's not, it's a mallet. But certainly doubles as a mirror. So I'm just gonna pound out our veal. Like I said, this is quite thin, so it's not gonna take much. Pounding our veal is gonna make it even more tender. I think that's nice. All right. So I'm just gonna quickly do all of this. Okie doke. Okay. So I'm definitely fixing to find out if I'm half as clever as I think I am. You know, I've told y'all so many times, it doesn't matter what you're cooking. It doesn't matter how the food turns out. The important thing is that you're in the kitchen with your family. You're making memories. You're bonding. You're healing at the end of the day. So, I've always said the food does not matter. All right, now I've taken 2 eggs. I'm gonna take a little bit of my house seasoning. And my house seasoning is 1 cup of salt, 1/4 of a cup of garlic powder, and 1/4 of a cup of pepper. I've got about 3 tablespoons of olive oil over here in my pan heating up. Now I'm gonna take my veal and I'm just gonna put it into my eggs. And then I'm gonna put it in my crumbs. Now the crumbs that I'm using are butter cracker crumbs. And I've crushed those up very nicely. Okay. So in my hot pan those go. And these are not gonna take much cooking at all because they're very, very thin. You know, just a couple of minutes on each side. Hopefully this is gonna be really, really crispy. And the last one goes right in. And I'm just gonna run down here and wash my hands real quick like, because they're gumpy. They're gumpy with the egg. So, let's get back to our pan. I'm gonna check my heat. I'm gonna turn that up just a wee little bit. So I think we're ready to flip here. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. So far, so good. You know, I don't normally do a whole recipe and just only cook it in my head. I think this is the only recipe that I've ever done that with. All right, now I'm gonna take our veal up. And now I'm gonna add about 1/4 of a cup of wine. To deglaze your pan, you wanna be real careful. You don't wanna singe your eyebrows. Wow. All right, now I'm gonna take an onion because I love onion in my spinach and I love garlic in my spinach. So, okay, now I'm just gonna chop my onion and I'm gonna toss it over here in my pan, just a rough chop. I want those pieces of onion to be seen. Okie doke. And let those saute. Now I'm gonna put a squirt of garlic. You can buy these in the produce section at your grocery store, and they come in lots of different flavors, and I just love the convenience of them. Those are looking pretty good, aren't they? All right, now I'm gonna add 1 bunch of fresh spinach. And spinach doesn't take but a second. All right, now to our spinach, I'm gonna add 1/4 cup of heavy cream. Doesn't that look delicious? And I'm gonna pour my spinach and my onions onto my platter. And then I'm gonna take my veal and put on top of it. And then I'm gonna top it with a few green onion tops. So I'm fixing to taste and see what we've got. The veal is so tender, and I get a tartness from the wine, and it really, really is good, y'all.